You do not need permission to take up space. I'm fucking done with that. Discipline matters more than motivation. I've never been someone that wants to be motivated or needs motivation. No one's ever motivated all the time. Movement is medicine, and walking is going to boost your mood. It's going to reconnect yourself to your body. It's going to mentally give you clarity. There's so much power in walking. Today's episode is a very special one. And no, it's not just because I got my color analysis done by ChatGPT and I'm wearing a color that was in my color swatch. It's not just because I just got done with a beautiful, amazing iced coffee from home. I made it at home. By the way, the secret tip for that is to do a latte, but do half water and do half milk. But then here's the big tip. Don't use any of those fake syrupy things. Vanilla bean paste. Whew. Good shit. Today's episode is special because your girl just turned 36. And wow, that feels like an age that feels like I should have it all figured out. It feels like I should be an adult. It feels like I should be more adult than I am right now. And instead of pretending like I have it all figured out or, think that everything is perfect, we all know that's a lie. When I was younger, I thought that my 30s and 40s, things would be so different. To be totally honest with you, when I was in my teens, I was like, yeah, of course I'll be married and have kids. And now I'm not in that phase of life at all. At least not right now. I am married. Hi, Teddy. He's next door. And so you don't ever figure it out. Really, truly. I've talked to people in their 70s and 80s and they haven't figured out either. You don't have it figured out the end of life. And that is the whole point of life, is to live it in a way that makes you feel really good. It makes you feel happy. And I just feel, to be honest with you, today and this past year, I just feel immense gratitude. I just feel a lot of joy. I feel a lot of love. I feel really good energy around me right now. And to be 36 in my late 30s now feels weird, but also really exciting. And I actually love birthdays, and people think I'm crazy, but I love getting a year older because I have the privilege to be another year older. I will always tell you how old I am because why would I care? My mom growing up and a lot of, boomers would lie about their age, and I just have no desire. Why would I lie about who I am, about my life and my experience and my memories and everything that I've created? I just have no desire to do that. And a birthday should be a celebration of life. And I totally understand that people that don't celebrate birthdays very often because they've had some bad experiences in the past, but I definitely have too. I remember one birthday like it was yesterday. That was actually several birthdays that were not great, but I moved past it because I'm at this point in my life where I literally get to age. And I get to create more new memories, and I get to create better birthdays. And I just feel very grateful for that. So today, before I get emotional on you, I thought I'd sit down and just share some of my biggest lessons that I've learned in the last 36 years. And the real crazy part about this, honestly, the craziest part about being 36 is that I graduated high school half my life ago. I was 17 turning 18, and because my birthday's in June, obviously. And I won state. I won the 200-meter dash as a track athlete in high school. And I was like, I can't believe that was half my life ago. And I just started running track workouts, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to be the sprinter. And I was like, that was so long ago, but I still got it. And the coolest part about where I'm at right now too is obviously the age and the growth and the experience and the memories, but also I am stronger, maybe not as fast, but I am stronger. I am more mobile. I am more capable. I have more energy. I am way more confident than I ever was at 18, 19, 20, 20, all the way through my 20s, ever in life. And if there's anything that I want you to hear from this podcast and any of my podcasts or any of my social media moving forward is that you can age in a way that makes you feel really fucking good. And you can be so strong in every age, and you can be so powerful, and you can be that badass woman at any age, period. So I've got a list of 36 things. I promise they'll be fast. You know I talk fast. I'm trying to slow it down. Number 1, you do not need permission to take up space. When I was 18, into my 20s, really, after that, I shrunk myself in every single way. I constantly wanted to lose weight. I wanted to cut my thighs in half because they were so big. I wanted to lower my voice and my personality, and I was in a shitty relationship that made me feel small because I thought that is what women were supposed to do, be this small, dainty women. Women, girls who grow up, they grow up saying, oh, you're going to be so pretty. Meanwhile, boys, you're going to be a big, strong man. No, I'm fucking done with that. There is no more, I don't want to waste any more time on shrinking myself and being too loud, too much, too opinionated. And I just kept myself in this safe little box for so long. Done. Shrinking does not keep you safe. It keeps you stuck. And now I take up space like I was born to. Like every woman listening to this podcast, you were born to take up space. Because I was, and I know I am. Period. Okay, that was only number one. Just wait. Number two, this is more for you than it is for me, to be totally honest with you, especially in where I am right now. Discipline matters more than motivation. I've never been someone that wants to be motivated or needs motivation. And I always thought motivation, to be totally honest with you, was such bullshit. I was like, no one is ever motivated ever. All the time. No one's ever motivated all the time. But you do the thing even when you don't want to. And that is where discipline comes into play. And of course, you need discipline to have motivation. You need to have, and then you just need to take action. And it's just this vicious cycle of if we just take action, we'll create that motivation and we'll create the discipline and we'll make this a habit. And it's just this life learned thing. Discipline is what you fall back on when motivation leaves. Number three, most people aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. I have spent so much time rethinking conversations based on what I said to someone and how they reacted to it, and if they were thinking about it, and if I should have said something differently. No one cares. No one cares. I used to obsess over this, about the way I looked in the gym, how I sounded in conversation, how I was showing up in the world, even on social media. I'm just the truth is, everyone is thinking about themselves. At the end of the day, they're thinking about themselves. When you go into the gym, no one is judging you. They don't care about you. To be totally frank with you, they just don't. You are there for you. They are there for them. That realization freed me from so much anxiety, so much stress, so much overthinking. And now I show up exactly how I want to, not how I think someone else might approve. And of course, do I still get nervous and scared? Shit, I went into a running store the other day, recently. And I was like, oh God, I haven't ran in a long time. I'm not going to know what I'm doing here. What? No. Everyone deserves to walk into a running store or gym or wherever. It's okay to have those feelings, but to be bogged down or weighted down by that anxiety is, no, we're done doing that. Number four, perfectionism is just fear in a cuter outfit. I used to push things out or do anything with my business or for myself as just I wouldn't ever consider myself a perfectionist, but I used to make sure everything was just this complete bow. Even in the app or any of the videos, I need to be wearing the exact same outfit and the exact same shoes, and the lighting had to be the exact same and everything had to be perfect. And now I'm people don't even care about that. I had these high standards, and I do, and I will continue to with the business, but underneath of all of that was just this fear that people were going to talk or say something about me, but really it was just my own insecurity. And now I literally I'm chasing this progress, not perfection. And I just put things out and do things that make me feel really good. Number five, my body is not my resume. There was a time where I believed my body had to look a certain way for people to trust me, follow me, or respect me. Now, I am so grateful for my body. I put in a lot of work, and my body is a strong, muscular body. It just is what it is. I work really hard. But my body is not my credibility. It's the 12 years of experience. It is the 8 years on the gym floor. It is the thousands and thousands of women that I've worked with that have not only seen really incredible body composition transformations, but mostly it's their mind that has shifted so much. They have more confidence. They feel better in their body. They have more energy. That is my resume. Body's changed. Mine has changed so much over the last 12 years. But I've learned that what I teach and how I connect and who I am goes so much deeper than what my exterior body looks like. Number 6, you are allowed to change your mind. Ugh, man, I used to do this a lot where I'd be like, oh no, like this is who I am and like this is the way that I have to go. No, I have changed my mind on big things like business, decisions, values, beliefs, even who I thought I was supposed to be or where my business was supposed to go. For a while, I truly felt guilty. I felt like this weird shame of changing my mind or like changing my opinions. And I felt like I was being inconsistent or flaky or weird when I changed my opinions on things. But the truth is, growth requires change. We cannot grow unless we are changing things. And of course, opinions and beliefs can change along with it. That is literally the point of life. Number 7, therapy saved me from myself. And I truly mean that. I've been in and out of therapy for the past 5 years or so. I'm out right now, but looking to go back soon. But I truly went into therapy thinking that I would have this fix within a couple months. And it turns out that it takes a lot longer than you think. I didn't even actually trust her until 6 months in. Every other week for 6 months. And I was like, are we getting anywhere? Are we doing anything? And then finally it took me over a year and a half, almost 2 years for me to actually see some actual change in the direction that I knew I was supposed to be going. Number 8, people pleasing isn't kindness, it's self-abandonment. For so long, I said yes to everything or yes to things that I did not want to do because I was afraid of disappointing someone else. I used to go on trips. I used to go out to workouts. I used to go to brunch. And I used to do all of these things. And I didn't want to do that because I just wanted other people to be happy. I mean, I even did this with business for so long. I would just say yes to everyone and work with anyone. And now if you know me, you know that I only work with women. I've learned that saying no is a full-ass sentence. I learned that from one of my retreat goers, Kelly. I was like, what did you learn from this retreat? And I didn't expect her to say it from the retreat, but she just didn't want to do some things on the retreat. And I was like, that's cool. All good. She said, no is a full sentence. And honestly, saying no is an act of self-respect, not rejection. And the people who love you will be okay with the boundaries that you set. Period. End of statement. Number 9, being too much is exactly right. Oh, feels so good because I feel like for so long I've been told I've been too loud, too obnoxious. I have too much energy. I am just too much in general. I used to dim myself down when I walked into rooms or in relationships or in friendships. And because I felt like I was intimidating someone. Actually, even recently, I had a random thought, and these thoughts can still come and go. They can still absolutely come and go because I, go into a room and of course my body is not my resume, but people see muscles first and they get intimidated. And I used to feel really guilty that I was intimidating someone, but I'm like, I work hard for this. And this is exactly who I am. And it's not a flaw. It's a reflection of someone else's discomfort. If they're intimidated, that's on them. That's on their insecurity. And I don't want to be just digestible. I want to be real and I want to be able to be someone that takes up space. Number 10, boundaries are what keep the peace, not break it. This kind of goes along with the last one and with the therapy one. I did not have any boundaries before. I didn't. I used to talk to clients all day, every day. I used to work all night. I used to let relationships go on for way too long. I used to let people kind of boss me around. And I didn't want to ruin relationships or business situations. But I've realized that was just me chipping away at my self-trust. And I didn't truly feel like what I was doing felt right. And now I see boundaries as a way to actually set clarity. I'm so much more clear with the boundaries that I've set. And I don't care that there is some conflict that can come up. And if someone can't respect them, that tells me everything that I need to know. Just period. Set your damn boundaries. Number 11, rest is productive. Gosh, you know how much I love rest and recovery days. It is extremely productive. I spent way too many years trying to work out every single day and never recover or 2-a-days. And it was too much time that I wasted. And I used to believe that if I wasn't moving, I wasn't doing enough. But that is the quickest way to burn out, overtraining, plateau, injury. It's just... There's so many things in here that I just wish that I knew beforehand. So I'm telling you, rest is productive. Number 12, you never, ever need to earn your food. I used to track every bite that I would eat. I used to work out because of what I ate the night before. I used to work hard, try and count the calories that were on my watch to make sure that I was burning more calories than I was eating them. It was a constant, I just feel like I had to like desert, like I was earning something or I was deserving a meal after a hard workout. But food is not a transaction. It is fuel, it is pleasure, it is connection. Food is so much more than something that you have to earn or feel bad about. I still get mad about all of the years that I spent thinking food was the enemy and it was out to get me and it was bad. And I like everything was good or bad or like yes or no or so restrictive. And I wish I didn't spend so much time wasted on earning my food or counting how many calories I was eating versus what I was doing in a workout. Number 13, walking is the most underrated exercise that you can do. I used to think that workouts had to make me sweaty and sore. And I used to think that walking was an exercise, to be totally frank with you. And over the past 5 to 8 years, really, I've learned how valuable walking in is. I mean, it really started during COVID, but even before that, so many of my clients get so much more out of their day when they move more throughout the day. And if you think about it, your workout is an hour of the day, maybe a few times a week. What about the other 23 hours of every other day throughout the week? Movement is medicine and walking is going to boost your mood. It's going to reconnect yourself to your body. It's going to mentally give you clarity. There's so much power in walking and I stand by it now. See how my belief changed? My opinion changed on walking. Now I'm like, walking is the best. It's the best. Number 14, lifting weights changed my relationship with myself. I talk about how fitness saved me in so many ways when I was in my early 20s. It truly did save me. It saved me from this deep, dark spiral I was going down. It saved me from this hole that I dug myself in. It saved me in so many ways. And that was where like boot camp and HIIT started with me. And then it wasn't until I actually started lifting weights, and it was truly like in 2019 where I like leaned into weightlifting and strictly strength training and learning more about it and being able to coach other people through it, where I was like, this is what I was missing. This is the game changer. This is what gives me confidence. This is what makes me respect my body for what it can do and accomplish. This has given me better relationships. It's been giving me better sleep, better energy. It makes me feel more feminine. I feel so much more myself. Like lifting weights made me love myself so much more than I ever have. Truly. I know it sounds super cheesy, but I believe that. Number 15, progress isn't linear and it's not supposed to be. Some days I feel like a badass and some days I don't. And that comes with business and that comes in fitness and that comes in relationships. And that's just how it is. And that's okay. I was talking on a previous podcast about how, I am nowhere near the weights that I used to lift on like max weight days when I was doing a powerlifting meet or I was competing for something, but I still am able to challenge myself in many different ways. But this is just the season of life that I'm in, It's never going to be linear. You have to stop tracking your progress just by the weight on the scale or just by the number that you lift. It's so much more than that. And truly progress comes from the grace that you give yourself when you miss a workout. It comes from you not actually doing all your workouts. It comes from a rest day. That's when your progress really, truly shows. Number 16, undereating is one of the biggest reasons why women feel like crap. I'm going to actually leave that as that statement. Undereating is one of the biggest reasons women feel like shit. Number 17, the scale is the least interesting thing about my body. There were so many years where I would my worth would be dependent on what I weighed that day. My worth would be dependent on how much weight I could lose or get down to a certain number. Hint, it was always 125. I have been nowhere near that in many, many years. I measure my progress now with myself and my clients with how I live and not what I weigh. Number 18, adapting your workout isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign of wisdom. This goes back to rest days, adapting, where you're at in your cycle, where you're at in the season of life. If you're not hitting your exact training plan, that's okay. Your life isn't static. It isn't linear. It shouldn't be the exact same lane forever, even if it's a week that changes. So your workouts can't be either. Listening to your body does not mean that you're slacking. It means that you are truly evolving and growing. And you can be both consistent and compassionate at the same time. Number 19, a strong body helps you handle a strong life. You already know fitness saved me. Strength training built me. And my relationship has changed so much. When you are not strong, how about this? Being weak is so much worse for you than being strong. And there is nothing that matters in life until you have a health problem. Fitness is easier than sickness. Go get in your workouts. Go get strong because it helps you handle so many other aspects of your life. Number 20, chasing aesthetics will never feel as good as chasing strength. I have been lean, I've been jacked, I've seen my body fat lower than it's ever been, I've been soft, but none of those versions gave me the confidence I have felt unless it was strong. When I stopped chasing what I looked like and started chasing what I could do, how much I could lift, what I could accomplish, everything changed. And truly strength, once you get strong, you realize how much it bleeds into every other aspect of your life. Number 22, you can't hate yourself into a version you'll love. Let me repeat that. You cannot hate yourself into a version you will love. Shaming yourself, guilting yourself, talking to yourself like an asshole, picking apart every single flaw, that is not ever going to make you love yourself. True change comes from care and self-respect and love, not criticism. And even though those days still come into my mind or some of that talk still happens, it now goes away quicker because I have the tools and resources and knowledge and age and experience to know that that does not serve me. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen because it absolutely does. I just literally take it, put it in a bag and throw it away because it doesn't serve me and it won't serve you either. Which gets into number 23, that voice in your head shapes everything. The reps you put in the gym are awesome, but the reps you put in your mind, that's what matters most. What you say to yourself matters more than anything or anyone could ever say to you. Anyone. I have learned to catch some of those old thoughts and feelings that I've had. You're lazy. You're not good enough. You always mess this up. Why would you even try? You're definitely going to fail. Rewrite them in real time. Let it happen. See it. Rewrite it. Move on. Because that self-talk is your reality, your energy, and your entire vibe. And I am now, in my 36th year of life, choosing kind, curious, and grounded. Number 24, clothes are meant to fit you, not the other way around. I used to pride myself on being an extra small or a small, especially an extra small. Anytime a brand reached out to send me clothes, they'd be like, what size are you? I'm like, obviously an extra small. Why would you even ask me? What? Bomb it. I wore the extra small way longer than I actually even should have, to be honest with you. I remember I was on the magazine shoot for Oxygen magazine, and I was so proud that I was a small and an extra small and a top. I'm like, why does that make me proud? Now I barely fit into smalls because my back and arms are so fucking jacked and strong that I'm like, give me a medium. There's also times where I used to hold on to jeans or shorts or something and say, oh my gosh, I'll get back there. Or maybe they'll fit later when I lose a little bit of weight or I lean down a little bit. All that did was create shame and guilt. And then it went back to the voice inside my head. Number 25, curiosity is more powerful than judgment. When I truly stopped judging myself, I started getting curious and everything softened. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Why do I do this? And going down these massive cycles of just getting so mad at myself, I started asking, what do I need? Who do I need support from? What is the help I'm leaning into? Curiosity will open those doors and judgment literally closes them. It doesn't give you the ability to actually figure out who you are. Number 26, comparison steals your joy. What's the quote? Comparison is the thief of happiness. The thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. There's always going to be someone ahead of you. There's always going to be someone stronger than you. There's always going to be someone faster than you. Not in 2007 at the 200-meter track in fields in Colorado. That one race 18 years ago. There will always be someone better than you. Truly, everyone. There will be, especially if you see it online, because even if you don't know that they're further than you, you think they are based on what they're posting online, right? When comparison shows up, treat it as a signal. That signal is back to you to make sure that you are connected to your goals. I remember years ago, I would look on Instagram and I'd see these girls in these big houses with these like farms and like all these kids. And I'm like, oh my God, so beautiful. They're so perfect. And I would like feel this comparison and judgment. And I was like, I literally don't want any of that. I love that for them, but I don't want a massive house and a farm and tons of kids. Like, that's not what I want as a human being. But I would constantly compare myself to that. Number 27, you're allowed to love your body before it's your quote goal body. You're allowed to love your body before it's your goal body. You can also want to change your body. That is okay. There were so many times where I felt like I wasn't allowed to love my body because it wasn't the way it should have looked. But the truth is, when I treat my body with respect, when I give it the fuel it needs, when I make sure it's working out, I'm working out, I show up for it way better. Loving your body doesn't mean you don't want to change. It just means you're choosing care over punishment, guilt, anger. You can pursue growth and practice gratitude at the same time. 28, showing up imperfectly is still showing up. Goes back to the perfectionist mindset. That's just for yourself. Just keep showing up. I have half-assed so many workouts. Actually, in the past several months, I've been so inconsistent. I've barely held it together. Before I had this like shift in mindset in March, where I was like, you're not allowed to be an asshole to yourself anymore. And I spent this weekend by myself off social media, and it was a really beautiful experience. Had a little mushroom experience. It was great. I literally haven't been down that route since. It's awesome. Number 29, friendships in your 30s require effort. Ain't that the truth? Especially as you move to a new city, or you have your own business, or your friends have kids, and you live across town, and you have totally different jobs, or you're entrepreneurs. Like there's so many harder things to go through to create meaningful friendships. Because gone are the days, or like these spontaneous hangouts. I'll randomly have a friend every once in a while. We'll go get coffee or go for a walk or something. But typically you've got to book a week in advance. Most people are traveling or have something else going on. You have to nurture those relationships that you really, truly care about though. And for so long, I was like, I'm always the person that has to reach out. I always have to make these plans. And I still do. And that's okay. But that's because I care about those people. And you know who you are. I care about building and cultivating relationships that are long lasting. Number 30, how people treat you says more about them than you. God, just look at my DMs. Just look at my DMs. When they are critical, when they are rude, when they are distant, it's not on me. It's on them. I thought it was me, but now I have a lot more empathy and realize that everyone's in a different situation. This is going to sound so lame to my husband sometimes, but I truly am like, this guy cut me off for a reason. The bank's closed for a reason. It's, things that you want to happen. This line is long for a reason, and that's okay. Number 31, your gut always knows. Your gut always knows. You know deep down. I'm talking to myself, but I'm also talking to you. You know the answer that you're searching for already. Number 32, being honest is more important than being liked. I used to hide my opinion on so many things because I was so afraid that people would unfollow me. I don't care anymore. Every time I post about a vibrator on my page, oh my God, sex is so bad and scary. No, people would unfollow me left and right. Nope. Sexual wellness is a part of health and wellness, period. There's so many things now that I post about and who I am, just as a human being, also in relationships that it's important and valuable to me. And you don't have to agree with everything that I say. Actually, you absolutely shouldn't. But if the price of being liked is fake, I'm out. I'm super out. There's been so many people that'll be like, unfollow. I'm like, I don't care. Like I truly, like if it's not aligned, that's cool. Number 33, healing isn't linear, and that's not a flaw. Nothing is linear, really, truly. Some days I'm like, yeah, I'm the best. Remember that weekend in March? You are the best. And some days aren't, and that's okay. Number 34, you're not responsible for other people's projections. Just because someone calls you selfish or intimidating or mean or whatever doesn't mean you are. I can think of 2 people right now that called me these things, and I know I'm not. So maybe you're listening to this. If not, I hope you are. I'll send it directly to you. Number 35, you're probably living in a reality you once dreamed about. 5 years ago, I was 31. I can't believe it's been 5 years. I was COVID. I would have never thought that I would be living in Austin, that I'd be married. Well, actually, I think we got engaged later that year. No, God, we got married later that year. We're going to be married, 5 years? No, 5 years. I was 31. So it wasn't 21. It was 20. Yeah, so it was COVID, right? I don't know. Time. See what happens when you're older? Time. There were so many times where I was just like, I just always prayed for opportunities like this and to like live a life like this. And for so long, I just treat it like it's normal. But looking back at where I am and where I've been and how far I've come is just so cool. I'm just so grateful. I mean that. Number 36, you're allowed to keep becoming. Every year, every version has served a purpose. Every job, every client, every location, every house I've lived in has served a purpose. Every friendship, relationship. Life isn't about arriving at a certain destination and just being done with it. It's about evolving, growing, changing, and just being that best version of yourself at that moment in time. So here's to 36 and to all the versions of me that I haven't met yet and who I can't wait to meet. So there you have it. 36 things I've learned in 36 years. Some of these lessons, they took me a long time to learn, and others I will still be learning. And I'm sure there's probably 50 more things that I've learned through this process as well. But what I have learned and what I will continue to learn is that growth doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from showing up. It comes from evolving. It comes from change. It comes from getting knocked down and trying again. And it's all about giving yourself grace in the process. So if any of these lessons resonated with you, I would love to hear about it. And if there's one thing that you could do for me for my birthday this year, it is share this podcast, leave a review, and tell your friends. This podcast has meant more to me than I ever knew was possible. And sure, I'm still sitting in the corner of my office talking to a screen. I'm not talking directly to you right now, but I feel like I am. And if you feel like I am too, will you let me know so that the next time I record a podcast in this little corner of my room, I could think about you? Because truly, I want to know and feel that what I'm doing matters to you. And I think it does. But if you could just give me one review or let me know how this helped, it would mean the world. Okay, happy birthday to me. Number 36. I'm going to go celebrate with a mocktail and some ice cream. Mwah.